What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda. Welcome to my channel. What we got going on over here? StreamYard keeps switching things around. I don't like this. I like it for things to be the way they're supposed to be. Ugh. Anyway, we're gonna go with that. Welcome to the channel. It's 7 o'clock on the not on the dot. It's 7:03. It's 7:03. Close enough. We're in the sweet spot. We're over here ready to talk about Ready to Love. It's season 11. It's episode 2. Y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's get into, the things that like the kids said. Let's get into the things. Um, we left the people last week. Tommy had 4 people in the bottom. Who was in the bottom? It was Dominique, which had us in complete shock and awe. We also had, who else was in the bottom? Emily was in the bottom. No surprise there because Emily was, we talked about giving very much not friendly, not smiling, not, bubbly so much. She was giving very much resting bitch face. So, it's hard to make an impression like real quick in a room like that. I think, when you're sitting around trying to get to know people, what do you have to go on based on, physical appearance? That's it. That's where we're going to start. Physical appearance. I don't like it when people, try to act like that's a bad thing. It's a different thing for everyone. So first we have to see who is it that we're attracted to. Now in a real quick, fast, situation, we have to now try to woo someone. What if you're not attracted to anyone? I feel like someone's having that issue. I'll get to it when we get to it. But if you're not attracted to anyone, then you're going to have to figure out what personalities match. Who can I connect with, on a friend basis? Even if I'm over here trying to act like we're trying to build a connection. You know what I'm saying? So this is how we get to stay here. We got to build connections with people whose energy match. Not everybody's energy match. Who was on the bottom for the men? The men had was it Richie on the bottom and maybe Devin? Yeah, I can't remember, child. A week ago was so long ago. We're going to focus on what was going on over here this week. So Tommy is going to give the singles a second opportunity to make a first impression. If that makes any sense to y'all, then that's cool because, basically he like, y'all got a little bit more time. We're going to walk around this room one more again. We got 4 people out and we're going to kick out 6 more people. 3 women and 3 men. We just gonna have, last season they had 2 mixers. This season they made 2 mixers out of the people who were considered the bottom, which is weird because really y'all just split the group in half. You know what I'm saying? And so y'all try to figure out if there's any connections. And again, since things are so quick, people not really getting a chance to talk to one another maybe for any extended period of time enough to make an impression. So now that we break this group down a little bit, nobody's going home necessarily, probably a couple people, but this is how you weed people out and get to see like who's connecting with who, like for real, for real. Let's break that thing down a bit. I think there's no up and no down necessarily. It's just a matter of who at this point it's just a matter of who connected and who didn't. So everybody has to go re-talk to the people that they've already talked to, or maybe try to get an opportunity to talk to somebody that they didn't. Okay, are we all cut up now? It's Sunday fun day, but it ain't been real fun. I would be honest with y'all. This has been, I did Love and Marriage Huntsville. So if you watch that, I did that live earlier because they snuck back up in on us. And hasn't been a bad day. I'm just got just like this mixer over here. Some people was not a few people weren't So anyway, we're moving around. Everybody's like, oh shoot, so now we're not actually safe. We got to go figure out, talk to people again. Chris is over here talking about, I have to go remember what I said to the people when I was over here the first time. Chris, I'm gonna say this. if you just talk and be yourself and don't make shit up, you don't necessarily have to go remember what you said. You just say what's the truth. And so Chris, straight out the gate, is over here playing games. You got a chef about town. Listen, chef, DJ, a chef is a creative. So he's out there in these streets feeding these ladies these gourmet meals to woo them with. So he just needs to figure out how they're feeling about him. I don't know how I feel about Chris, to be honest. I feel like Ashante said that it would be kind of combative with him. So he has this beautiful lady, Donna, in front of him, and he wants to know from Donna, what are the ladies saying about me over there? So this right here, man, you over here at the table with the smart math lady, and she's over here calculating your stupidity. You have this woman over here. The whole point was that Steve Harvey, not Steve Harvey, Uncle Tommy came over here and told you have a little bit more time to get to know these people and, you know, build connections. So when you have this lovely lady in front of you, Chris, maybe you should like get to know her and not be asking her what the people are saying about you. Nothing. You were not a standout. You were just in the middle, and now you're talking your way to the daggone bottom. I can appreciate that Donna wasn't here for the bullshit. Like she's looking at him like, what is your problem? This isn't why we're here. I feel like she's taking this seriously. And I say that because she has a job that's not necessarily in entertainment. You know what I mean? So she could come over here and just do what it is she does. Hey, Shayna, are you watching? Shayna been trying to catch up all day long. She watching the show, but she would like to come over here and support your girl. And she says for you to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And when you leave here, go over there and check her out because, you know, she got her perspective of what's going on over here. And I can't wait to hear it. Yeah, so I feel like Donna is over here as a real person. You know what I mean? She's not that they're not all real people, but I don't feel like she has any entertainment, you know, to pursue over here. I feel like she's like, what the hell? Why not? Let me go see. The people say, you know, and it's Detroit. And so there's a lot of affluent black men over there in the D. I'm just saying. Different walks of life, but you know, it's one of those cities where you can find a man with some money. And I'm not talking about, you know, I'm talking about money, just like on what regular people you know, real people stuff, chefs and things. Um, anyway, he's over here blowing it. Not a match. We're gonna say that Donna and Chris are definitely not a match. We probably won't be seeing them interacting with each other, you know, not intentionally, not unless they do think they want to be funny and send them on dates that they don't want to go on. These girls haven't been around each other long enough to have formed any type of alliance. They went over there. I'm over here not saying nothing. We don't know if we're in a lounge. We don't have a ladies' lounge, a vault, you know, a Ford T-Bird. I don't know. We don't know what the meat place is yet. I'm not spilling any beans. Child, get somebody else to do it. Cardi and Ashanti. Cardi, he's been stammering and stammering. He gets over here with the pretty ladies and he can't, you know, articulate what's going on. I feel like his computer is glitching. He's buffering and, you know, it don't matter. This lady ain't feeling him anyway. I wouldn't. I'm going to just tell you right now. Everybody has a type, but the way he braided his own hair and it's not my type of vibe. Now, it's a lot of these ladies, like I said, are feeling him. So it is what it is. What's up, Jay Tony? She ain't feeling it. Look at her body language. She's giving him the elbow. He's stammering and stammering. She's trying to get something out of him. And I feel like, I'm going to just say it right now before I forget. I feel like Ashante has a challenge entertaining men that she's not interested in. Now, Ashante, this surprises me because you're a homegirl from behind the chair. We sit there and talk to people all the time. It's just, I talk to a lot of people that are no that I would never be, friends with in real life. But you figure out what a common ground is to move the conversation along. I feel like this man is over here stimmering and stammering, and Shante is feeling like she could be anywhere but there. Now, some of the ladies was just rude. It was like, hold that thought, and just got up and walked away. I feel like she was calculating, much like Donna be calculating how to exit this situation. So, yeah, this isn't a match, and this is not good because we're trying to figure out who, we connect with. We're not trying to go down to the second mixer. Ugh. If this is the Cardi experience, I don't want it. And I don't know if these ladies want it either. Some do, child. But the Cardi experience ain't always this. This Cardi experience that she's getting is kind of ew. And he knows it. He's kind of like, I'm going to give him a little bit. Because he's another person, like an insurance broker or something. I'm sure he's used to talking to people in very regular situations. But now he's over here with these cameras rolling. I think the reality has hit. And like the idea is cool, but the reality has hit. Some of these people are used to being in front of the camera. You got Edward, the boxer, and Nicole, the pageant lady. Donna, I don't know. I don't know that she's used to being like in front of the camera, but she's definitely comfortable in her own skin. And that makes a more genuine, I think, interaction with people. Men are under a lot of pressure. So here he comes with his very different sense of style and stammering and stammering and try to figure his way out from the nerves. So I'm going to give him that. And unfortunately, that it affects your first impression. Based on the way he's dressed, she wasn't going nowhere with him, no way. So that's why she's sitting on the other side of that sofa with her elbow, toward him. Child. Who else? Ed and Nicole. Ed and Nicole are over here reminiscing about the days, when they were in school. They back at college. When he speaks about her, basically the streets have confirmed that she is a good girl. So, he's only heard nice things about her. That's cool. I mean, I feel like, yeah, as a pageant girl, she's poised, but she's definitely coming across very much like she's also somebody who's a university lecturer. So again, she's a pageant person. She's a university lecturer, and she's probably quite comfortable with these cameras. We know Ed is. He about to try to be in. He won't even have to try really. He'll be around. I feel like. And I feel like Ed gonna make it to the retreat. And he might quite possibly take Nicole over there and then weigh out his options. We know how they do. Especially when Nicole is over here like loving this man from afar. Nicole, why you say that? He's over here saying you're the homie. And you're over here saying you secretly love him. Girl, move on, because this ain't what you want. It's just something, Ed, I like you, but I don't feel like this ain't it. I don't feel like that's it. She says she's never dated a man with children. Does he want more kids? He has 2 kids. He says he wants more at least. So ladies, he's good for another egg in a possible. So yeah, he's not cut off from that, and he's a good looking man. So yeah, you want to go ahead and have his baby, I'm sure. If that's where you at, she's ready to be, doing soccer mom things and making lunches. Yeah, I guess they still make lunches, child. These kids is different now. They they be asking you for a food cart, eating Subway and things. I get that. She's in that phase of life that she wants to settle down. I'm concerned, Ed, that you called her the homie. I don't think your taste changed that much. In the beginning, the people was out here saying, "What's up, Elsie?" The people were out here saying that they didn't think. I feel like when I say the people, I mean Elsie said he didn't want you before, and he probably don't want you now. ready to impregnate. He said he is. I don't know if this is it. All things being equal, he got to choose who wants him. Who are you talking about, Ed? I feel like that's not gonna have. He doesn't have that problem. I don't think Ed is running around here with the issue of having somebody choose him. This lady is secretly in love with him, and she's like gushing all over the place. I wish she would have just held it in. Good grief, girl. That's that good girl stuff. Anyway, Tommy comes back, and it's time to make some cuts. So we got to see who navigated themselves the best through the situation where they had to go retouch people they already talked to. These people did not fare so well. You got Chris, you got the stammer, and Xavier. I don't even remember what his date was that got him over here in the first place. Besides, this lady said he does not spin around when he's asked. Speaking of which, now that I think about it, let's go back to Mr. Ed over here on the sofa with Nicole. This lady is over here telling us all how she secretly loves this man who happens to be over here in current real time on the love sofa with the lovely Lauren, recapping the show. So I'm not saying that there's any love connection between the lovely Lauren and Ed. I'm just saying he out here doing something else with someone else. Anyway, back over here with the bottom. Ashante went around that room and she could not figure out a way how to, communicate with people that she's not interested in. It's a certain type of skill set. Ina has it, Christina. I don't know what she was up here. And I think it also is based on who she was talking to. Now, the last conversation we see Ina having, she was saying how she's unusually beautiful as she sits in a room with other beautiful women. And she says she's a VIP. She can't be doing regular things. You're sitting at a table talking to a middle school teacher, high school teacher, I think it's middle school, and you're telling him how you are, above the regular people. It's like, I'm kind of regular, so this ain't going to work. Diamond, I'm going to be shallow for a minute because I don't think Diamond is unattractive. I think she's actually a very pretty lady, but I think her appearance is probably what kicked her down to the bottom. These women, they are very much on top of their fashion. When you look at the crew. So she's just a little unpolished, but she's a lawyer. This is not, all girls are not in this thing, but you should have went and had somebody help you get ready for TV. That's all I'm saying. You're not very well put together. And I feel like that's what happened. I feel like she's an attorney, so I don't think she was having a hard time talking to any of these people, but I think she was definitely keeping it real friendly. Who was it? It was Lauren, and she was on her recap, and she said that she talked a lot of shit, and I can relate to that because I do the same thing. But when you're in that type of environment, that's what you have to be. You can't, you get to know people, you build, connections, but you got to be able to talk a little bit of shit in a mixer to keep somebody interested in getting to know you better. I would say the only one, Dominique, is the only one that does know how to talk shit. She just intimidated the men by her, past relationships. What else, child? So, yeah, these are the bottom. Xavier, I want to be nice, but I have to tell the truth. Xavier is very forgettable. I'm sorry. He is. Like, he's just a regular, just regular. He's just Xavier. He's like at the party and you're like, hey, was Xavier there? He's got disrespected. I don't know, how, we'll get to that. I don't know that he's that like, child. There's another mixer with the same people. Where they at? So it's the next day, and they're at somebody's. We don't know what this event venue was because they didn't, they gave us the big production. We kind of don't care. It's a cool little spot. They had a little rooftop situation. They could go in and relax. This must be a very comfortable time of year. I'm gonna give it late September, early October, where you can, do a little something, something, but still, not be frigging frozen. It's a lot of short dresses and a little jacket cake thrown on your shoulder. Let's talk about the looks for the second mixer, because this is important. Whether you want to believe it or not, this is an important part of the process. And you know how like animals have their thing, like peacocks and things, birds do dances. You got to have your thing. And the way you put yourself together definitely is part of your peacocking. It was above the pro baseball field. Oh, well, some of them are used to being over there, probably. You know what I'm saying? Some of them, Dominique, probably be in the skybox or something. Detroit has a lot of nice venues. I'm not mad at it. I feel like their venues are so stand out that you don't really have to do much to go in there and make it into anything. So back to the fashions. Dominique, she's wearing Poochie. Are we still on Poochie? I don't know. It feels a little dated. I'm gonna say that. Is this like some new Poochie, or is this some Poochie that you pulled out from what you already had? It's giving workout, and we're not coming here to work out. She has an amazing body, and so she's working with what she's working with her assets, and I'm not mad at that. Gucci or Coochie. It's Poochie. It's not Gucci. Coochie is Poochie. That's what it's giving. Coochie Poochie. Dominique is over here giving Coochie Poochie. And it's working in her favor. So I'm not mad at it. It's, it is what it is. Chris, I mean, he looks nice. He looks the same as he did the other time, except for a different color. Xavier also, it's almost like he has on the same thing as he did before, different color. Ashante looks nice. A little black situation is always going to be your best friend. I saved Diamond for last because Diamond is a problem here. Of all the dresses, where did she go? Where did she even go to purchase this dress? Diamond. You came over here talking about how somebody is going to be concerned whether you're going to go half and half with them. What half did you use to pay for this dress? That's very unflattering. You need to take somebody with you when you go shopping because that's not your jizz. We'll get back to her. I'm going to just leave it right there for right now. Christina Ina, she looks all right. It's not fantastic. It's not, it's unremarkable. Devin put on Devon, that's his name. He put on a suit jacket and some slacks and some ugly shoes, and all of a sudden they're like, ooh wee, what is going on? Ooh wee, no, it was still just as basic as the thing he had on the day before. I think he felt more confident in that outfit, but he still looked just pretty much like a deacon. Graham 7980 said Dominique got some good oochie coochie poochie. Listen, do you know this firsthand, or are you just guesstimating that that's probably what the case is over there? I do not know. I have not met this lady or her oochie goochie coochie. Yeah, Devon. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm missing something. Richie definitely looks better with his hair up. I really wish, I don't know, like, I do feel like you need to dress up, but like Steven is coming over here with his own sense of style, not a suit necessarily, but he put effort in, you know what I'm saying, to look nice. I wish Richie would have done the same thing. I don't know that's his vibe, you know what I'm saying, on a regular. I feel like you get to know a person based on their style, and Richie looks like he went somewhere and grabbed a jacket and put it on with his khakis. That's not his vibe, but his hair definitely looks better up. I like it up. Emily, I love this outfit, Emily. It's giving very much cute as hell, except for you know what. I can not say it, but I'm going to because why not? It looks like that orange or lemon or whatever the hell is on the end of that glass is resting on her cleavage. The outfit was cute. The look was cute. The hair is good. The titties is doing too damn much. Diamond's dress was supposed to be a step up from the 1986 black prom dress. It was not a step up. It was not a step up. Go get the prom dress back. I mean, once I seen the prom dress, the whole thing, I liked it better than the picture. But you're right. She's in the. I ain't even Neiman Marcus, girl. Where are you at? Sears and Roebuck, J.C. Penney's, back over in the party dress department. I don't know. When is the last time? I'm not judging. I just don't shop at Penney's, especially not for something nice. I'd rather go to Forever 21. At least it'll be from this daggum century. What's this man, Cardi? Cardi came with this ponytail. Cardi I don't understand Cardi. He's an insurance broker. So on the other side of that, the Cardi experience, like he looks like he's a skateboarder and a surfer and, he does all these things. This hair is a problem. It's concerning. I don't care how wavy it is. And the fact that he showed up the next day with the braids with the ponytail lets me know that he braided that hair himself. That's why it was so bad. Ugh. Alexa, play Hair Down for Cardi. Which hair down? It looked more like I whip my hair back and forth. Oh my God. We are done talking about Diamond. Jeez, oh Pete. Yes, her body is banging, but what else she got, for goodness sakes, besides some tattoos that have been covered up that we can still read? Okay, so where do we begin over here at this mixer? Because now we got to mix together again. Things were happening over here that I had no idea were going to happen, like Diamond and Cardi. And all of a sudden, Cardi and Devon think they're Mac Daddy. I'm just now realizing, do they think this because Darius and Bello are not in the room? You know what I'm saying? And Vince too. Vince is tall and he did look nice in his suit. The guys on the other side, are they feeling themselves because the guys from the other side are not in the room? And when you look at these guys, I just got to be honest. I'm sorry. When you look at these guys, this is the nerdy side of the room. And I can actually understand why Ashante had a hard time navigating this. Some people don't do that whole pretentious thing so well. Now, Dominique, it wasn't giving pretentious. It was giving, she loves herself and she could get along with anybody. And this man was over here with his arm around her, and she was probably very much entertained by all this newfound confidence that he had, because we just 24 hours ago saw him going, sweating and things. Now he put on a suit jacket and he's feeling himself. Whatever, it's working on Dominique. She let him lean in, and he's actually a lot more he's a lot more interesting. He's a little bit more laid back and a little less nervous. The confidence, definitely makes a difference. So I'm gonna give him that. Who else? Chris. I don't see Chris in this one. Where's he at? Because he came through with a signature smell. That's what what's this girl Christina Ina said? Richie and Dominique. I mean, not Dominique, Richie and Ashante. I think he probably was comfortable to talk to in that moment. He was probably being able to be himself. Um, Dominique doesn't like him at all, so their energy is already off. He walked in the room and told her to smile. I wish he really wouldn't have done that. That's so irritating when somebody is telling you to smile. What am I smiling at? And I'm not feeling you. So why would I be smiling at you? Um, Devon got her smiling, and so do Cardi over here. So I don't think that's the issue. Um, Yeah, that's all I got on Ashante and Richie. I don't think there was a connection there, but I think he was definitely like she's a vegan chef. I heard them talking about food, and so they found a conversation where they can, kind of relax and again, I don't think there were any sparks flying from either direction. So, because this guy Richie thinks he can walk around the room, he said he shows up just because people bring him because they think he's cute. So, I think he's not necessarily trying to connect with anyone for real either. Xavier and Emily, they sit down, they're talking, and Xavier said he's a very busy man and he don't have time for anything and he don't have time to commit. So she just shut him down and cut him off. That was rude. I thought that was rude. She cut him off in the middle of the conversation and was like, yeah, let's move around. The funny thing is, I don't think she knew anything about the other girl doing that. Who did that? That was Ashley that did that. Not quite so abruptly. She did kind of like, find a pause and say, well, let's move around. Chow, look at Emily over there. I don't know, like that you would be able to focus. I would not be able to focus sitting there talking to her. Like I said, that's a cute outfit, but Emily the seamstress could have made sure, we're gonna keep holding you to task. If you're sitting over there making costumes for the Pistons cheerleaders, if they came out and danced in that, it'd be, titties all over the floor. Ciao. Anyway, she got up. She didn't want to talk to him anymore. So Xavier, I guess she's like, I don't have time for this. I need to go over here real fast and find somebody that I can have a connection with that's not going to vote me in the bottom. So, sir, you don't have time for, commitment, and I don't have time for this conversation. Goodbye. Devon and Christina, they had to sit down. Devon is just making his rounds around the room. He think he got it going on. They over there grinning and giggling in his face. I don't know what the heck happened with Devon, but him and Cardi both. Like I said, they think they doing it and doing it. The competition in the room is Xavier and what's his boy Richie. Xavier, Richie, and Chris. So yeah, Devon and Cardi think, they running it. I think Chris doesn't have any clue what's going on because Chris is handling Chris's business as he should be. Um, well, unfortunately, the time has come and Tommy has to clear some of the people out the room. So who's got to go? We got to make some eliminations. Two of the guys got to go. The women have determined that it's going to be Richie and Xavier. We got to cut them out of the scenario. Richie is apparently not masculine enough. I don't know where they're getting that from, or what they're. I think it's the toxic masculinity maybe that's missing. And Xavier don't have time for a relationship, so they're down here in the bottom. It's probably a little bit of, I think Richie and Cardi have the same kind of thing. For me, is that thrill seeking energy comes off as immature a little bit, especially, when you're dealing with a lady that's, you got the other guys over here talking about, I like to travel and, I do yachts in the summer and, you over here talking about, I want to jump out of an airplane. So, that girl's not over here. I don't know where she at, but she's not over here. So Richie gotta go. I'm gonna say, we're not attached so much at this point. Usually when, somebody's got to go first. I am not surprised. Yes, RIP Richie. I'm not surprised that Richie went home first. The fact that he passed away, you brought that up. The fact that he passed away, I think, weighs heavy on everyone that's reviewing and watching. You know what I'm saying? That when you see Richie, we don't know him. We just know he's passed away. And now we have to like figure out what's going to happen. So I'm relieved, I guess I would say, that he went home first, because we know what happened. And it's a little bit of distraction away from, what's going on over here. If he went on with somebody, we'd be going like, too bad this didn't happen. So yeah, RIP Richie. And Xavier, you're one lucky man, I tell you. So now we just gonna carry on with the mixer. Who's next? What's next going on over here? We got some more conversations going on. So Ashanti sits down. I thought this was so funny. Ashanti sits down with Devon. And again, Ashanti is trying to climb over the side of that sofa. He's leaned in because he's in his confident man era. And is it just me? Devon came off a little creepy to me. Like, ugh. Sorry, guy, but it was given very much, too much. Um, yeah, this young lady is like trying to crawl over the sofa. She's not into him. And he sits there and asks her. I hate these type of questions because there's no real way for me to answer it. If I answer it honestly, then I'm gonna look like an asshole. So you want me to either be an asshole or lie to you. Thanks for the options. He's like, what are you feeling like? I want you to judge me. Who says that? I want you to judge me. Let me know what you think about me. So Ashanti ponders the question. Well, and she comes up with, women don't value looks the way men do. Maybe not the way men do, but we definitely value looks. And he ain't looking like what you like, girl, but you can't say that because you're not trying to go, home. You know what I'm saying? So you're forced to lie and tell this man that, and he's feeling it. Like he wants to know if you're feeling him. You are not. I don't know why you think that. Devin is always Devon. He's always over here misunderstanding what's really happening. Last week he was talking to Ashley, talking about how she was a vibe and they were so connected. And he, could see a future together with her. And she's over there like, ew. He's very feminine with his movements. Y'all don't play in Detroit. These men better come over here like, I don't know, gorillas. Because if you don't, unless you look like Ponytail Cardi over here, it ain't going to be a good look for you. I hate those types of questions. Ugh. This is the thing with the whole, we don't really value looks the same way. She's not wrong. But right now, that's all we got going. You know what I'm saying? We haven't got a chance to get to know anyone. So we're going to go on looks. Like last season, Cisco came over there, took off his shirt, and everybody was like, woo, he's a good looking man. I'm still not going to, obviously still, whether you like him or not, he's a good looking man. However, the moment he took his shirt off, I was like, ew. You start losing points. Not because it didn't look good, but because why is your shirt off at the mixer we just met? Then we found out that's all he had to work with. We over here in Detroit now. We done left Philly. But I'm just saying, initially, that's all we have to go on is looks. So he don't look like what you like. Basically, it's not giving. And I'm not mad at it. I think it's unfortunate. Like you have to know how to, it's mean, but kind of forge a relationship with somebody that you're not necessarily interested in romantically. Over here you do, or are you just gonna say, you know what, it was nice being over here, because they all come over here and say, I'm not ready to go home yet. I'm not ready to go home yet, even though there's nobody over here that I like. All these guys are trash. I just want, that's not what they're saying. They're not trash. I'm just saying, I don't like anyone over here. So I'm want to stay. Hey, Motown investor, you're behind in all the shows. All the ladies are pretty. They are. And all the men are, they are what they are, child. We're right here, we're on the side. And for me, there would be nothing over here for me. And I would have to figure out, like Ashante, how to, you're going to be sitting up here talking to Xavier, like in your mind, you're going to be like, for the love of God, let me go do something else. And your other option is Cardi and Devon. I feel like the only person I could really like engage with over here is Chris. That's probably why this lady Christina Ina is running around sniffing on the man, because she's like, this one is gonna be on my roster. You got to get a roster together. It's kind of difficult. Out of these over here, I would have to go with Chris. But Ashante and Chris are already combative with one another, so that ain't gonna work. Anyway. Now Diamond, she has a conversation with Cardi. I think she likes him, but he's over here. He over here, smoozing it up with Dominique. That's not likely to happen. That's not likely to happen. He over here, like, with his arm around her and, poochie coochie Gucci. So I don't see it. I don't see a Cardi and Diamond connection. And then she has another conversation with Xavier, and he said, he feels more like they're friends. And this is the thing, Xavier. I don't know what you think you bring into the table, but if Xavier and Diamond are kind of each other's same speed. I don't like to use the word level, but same wave. I don't know what Xavier is over here trying to what is it that he's looking for? He won't spin around. Jeez, oh Pete. He's not fun. The lady over here, Emily, didn't even want to finish. He don't have time. And he got the nerve to say he doesn't feel the romantic. And I mean, it is what it is. He don't feel a romantic connection. I feel like, imagine if she came over here, because she's a really beautiful lady. Imagine if she came over here with that ugly hair, not there. She could have pulled it back in a bun and just gave us all the baby hair and the face. And then she could find another better dress, one that actually fits and is more flattering. Because this one is giving just shoulders and that's all, and some, misplaced titties. Her and Emily should definitely not go shopping anywhere. The difference too with her and Emily is Emily's dress is not bad. She's just spilling out of it and on purpose. That's what I think. Now, Devon, he's over here telling Tommy that Dominique is his boo. They booze? Devin said Dominique is his boo. He's got a very good connection with her. He sat up there and tried to put his mouth on that lady. Is he okay? Is Devon okay? Devon and Dominique were sitting on the sofa together, and he leaned in while they were talking, and she's giving her best, like she's she's being very sociable with everyone. Dominique is. I don't get it. I don't get this man thinking that it's okay to kiss her. Ew. I'm trying to find this picture. I thought I had it. Oh, it's a couple things on there, maybe. Yeah, I'll be spending time putting these darn pictures together. Then I forget to put half of them up there. Um, what else happened, child? Chris and Diamond. No, Chris was actually having a good conversation with Diamond. I feel like they were sitting there, they were having a nice conversation, and then here comes Christina Ina. She wanted to why are they playing her like that? Is it the dress? Why are they playing her like that? Because Christina Ina said something slick behind the scenes, like, girl, you might need a couple few extra minutes. Oh, girl, what is happening with her bangs? That hair is so bad. It's so bad. And I feel like, honestly, like I said, pretty girl, nice girl, you got sent home because you had on an ugly outfit and bad hair. Um, him and Chris were her and Chris were having a conversation, and he was engaged with her. I think he actually wasn't really caring so much, but Chris is over here trying to get his numbers up. So you can't trust whether he's being friendly for real or not. Christina Ina came over here, tried to interrupt the conversation, and Diamond did stand up for herself and say, no, I need a couple few more minutes. And Christina Ina was in her confessional, like, yeah, you're going to need a couple few more minutes. But she did not walk away before she sniffed on the man, because I told you before, she said he has a signature smell and she likes it. You can line this man up in a lineup and she will be able to find him. I'm not mad at the Christina Ina and Chris connection. I think, yeah, I think she wants to be an entertainer. He already thinks he's a star. I'm not mad at this connection. So after Christina Ina walked away and told Diamond she could have a couple few more minutes, here comes Miss Dominique. Dominique sits down and just disrespected the lady altogether. And just steak or fish? He said fish. Glasses or contacts? He said always glasses all the way. Ass or titties? He said ass, and I was like, uh-oh. Well, there you have it, Diamond. That's just gonna shoot you right out of the. First of all, she's both. She's ass and titties in a little bitty way. So it's an hourglass over here in a poochie outfit. So, dang, I'm sorry, Diamond. At the end of the day, Tommy has to send someone home, and I feel like out of these women, um, Christina, Ina, and Dominique have the bigger personalities. They're, more boisterous, more outgoing. Dominique, you gonna know she in the room as soon as she ain't gotta say nothing. She just coming in with wow. And so now you got Ashante and Diamond on the bottom. Um, I just don't feel like there was anything over here for Ashante. And she's a pretty girl and she's got a nice personality, but she didn't really, I don't want to say she didn't put in any effort, but she definitely didn't have any type of success connecting with anybody over here on any level. So she's on the bottom, and Diamond is also on the bottom. I think Diamond pretty much, she said it for the most part. I don't feel like that my match is over here. So, and that's okay. Sometimes that's the case. But let's talk about this a little bit. Because you guys know you're coming on television. And I don't expect you to go hire a stylist or something, but go find your friend, your coworker that's like got really good sense of style and say, help me out here. Now, there is no way that this lady put this dress on with them little bitty cups. Her titties is not nowhere in it. It's all the way sitting up on her chest. This is not, the sleeves is tight. Like there's nothing flattering about this. So the fact that she put on this dress and walked out the store with it and thought, this is pretty, I'm going to go with this. Or did she borrow it from somebody? I don't like those little bralette dresses anyway, because a dress is hard and you're gonna have a perfect match. When you're a busty girl, these are not for you, not at all. So the hair is, I don't know what the edges is doing, and I don't know what the color is doing. So her makeup is not bad, but you know there's these girls out here that wig is high maintenance. Now, there's low maintenance wigs, but when you're talking about making sure your edges is together and you leave out and all of that stuff, this stuff starts to be high maintenance. So you create a situation for yourself that's not um it's not conducive to what you're gonna do on a day to day. You're not gonna be up here with edges and brushes. That's not what you do. If she would have got her hair box braided up and came over here with a beautiful top knot, looking like an attorney, like your girl Jax over there on Reasonable Doubt, then we would be having a different conversation, because she came over here with this ill-fitting dress and this ugly hair, and it just, I feel like, sent her home. What'd you say, Motown Investor? Are there stylists on the show? If they are, they playing practical jokes. I think they have somebody they're supposed to bring clothes. I don't know that it's a stylist. I think they're supposed to bring clothes, and out of what you bring, production chooses from your stuff. So they didn't put her in this dress, and if they would have put me in that dress, I would have told them to put my bag in the car. I'm not wearing that. That's crazy. It's crazy. So, and it's wild because, we didn't get to know this lady probably because of her dress. I feel like, that's it. That's all. I don't feel like it had anything to do with her personality necessarily. I think the guys were looking at her and she looked a fool, and that's why she went home. Xavier is boring, but he's well put together. I mean, it's the truth. Xavier is boring, but he's well put together. I don't know what the Cardi experience is. Y'all gonna have to explain that to me. I don't get it. Yeah, the red-headed ponytail thing, that doesn't work for me. But if I was building a roster, he wouldn't be on my roster. I'll be back on the other side with Darius and them. And say what you want, child. Judge me if you have to, but that's probably what I will be doing. That's probably what Ashante is trying to do. And now we want to see next week if these guys have the same confidence that they had when, the other guys are not in the room. Are they going to come back next week with all this swag that they was trying to push around over here? What y'all think? Is Dominique here for love? I don't know. I don't know why Dominique is here, to be honest. Does she have anything going on, promoting or, anything in that nature? She's already in this celebrity stylist situation. So I feel like she might just be. She might be over here. Dominique is a Pisces. I think Pisces, they are lover girls. You know what I'm saying? They're lover girls. They be in fantasy land when it comes to love. So she might have in her head, she's already had the athletes. So, she knows what that lifestyle is like, I think. And it ain't probably as fun as, you think. She got 2 covered up tattoos. So there you go. I think she might be in her let me try something else era. She's working with all the body yada yada, so it's not going to be hard for her to attract a man. But I think she might be trying to figure out, like, what does love look like, for Dominique in this era of her life. I'm acting like I know this lady. I do not know. Chris, I think Chris is for the streets. So I could be wrong, but I think that's what it is. I think Chris is for the streets, and I think he thinks in his head, maybe out of his mouth, he said he want to settle down, but I don't know if that's really what it is. Xavier probably wants to settle down, but he said he don't have time. So then he made time to come over here. I don't know what Xavier is doing. Ashante, is she for here for love? I have no idea. I don't know what she likes. I don't know what she wants. Out of all these guys here, I couldn't say I've seen her connected to anybody necessarily. Darius said he had her engraved in his heart, and if that's the case, then you better fight harder for her so she doesn't end up on the bottom next time. Because who was he with over there? Yeah, I don't see anybody on that side. The only people that are connected, and I don't want to say connected, we can see that they stuck it out, based on what the what do you call it? The trailer that Ed and Nicole have some kind of connection. So we just getting it started, y'all. Christina Ina, I don't think she's here to connect with anybody. She's here to be on TV. So Christina Ina, I would like for you to, do your thing. Let's see what you got. Let's hear your music. Run that thing. Devon, I feel like I want Devon to go back over in the sunbeam as, poof, like a cloud of dust. And I feel like the people know Emily too. Something about the way Emily carries herself. I don't know what she wants. I don't know that she's looking for anything serious necessarily. I think she's got a business to promote. And if she's going to do that, then she's going to have to figure out. I can't imagine that she hasn't been told this over and over and over again. She don't care. But now that she's on this big platform, at some point she's going to learn like how to put the titties in a place that's more flattering, because whatever she's doing is it's a distraction. It's not flattering. And Cardi over here, he might be looking for love. I think he's a go with the flow kind of guy. So, I don't see him and Dominique going off happily ever after. I do want to see though how, now that he's got his jitters, his nerves over with, let's see how he fares over here when we rejoin the rest of the crew. So that's all I got for this week, y'all. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe. Yeah, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye, y'all.